All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for coming on, and I'm gonna make you the host now, Amber. And so I'm Erin Bush. If you don't know me, I think we know everybody on here. And I'm co-hosting with Amber. And we really wanted, just to recap why we're here, to just make Wednesday mornings as an opportunity to come together as a community, pray over your businesses, talk a little bit about just mindset, because right now it's just such a hard season of life that we're in that we cannot control. I think more than anything, we have realized that, like, we cannot control all of the stuff that's being bombarded at us, and we like to be in control. And then we also want to move into not just mindset stuff, but also how do you move your brain and getting over yourself and the stuff that's up here into action. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about things that we can do to actually move into action, and then Amber's going to take over and move us into the action. She's going to kick us there, whether we want to go or not. And so this will be partial mindset community, partial power hour, you could say, except it probably won't be a full hour. It won't be very long at all, but it'll be something that will move you and make you feel productive and be productive today. And so I hope you'll continue to join us. Every week will be different. We usually chat throughout the week. What do we want to talk about? What's on our heart? For me today, I this whole sense of being out of control, and this has been weighing on me for months now, and I know it has everything to do with our culture and COVID and all the stuff that's happening, and just feeling like I can control my behavior, but sometimes I feel like I can't control my attitude, which is not true. It's 100% in my control. But there's so much that I can't. I can't control the mandates, and I can't control what my mayor's doing. I can't control what my governor's doing. I can't control what the government is doing. I can't control the virus. I can't control, people's responses to the virus. I can't control other people's behavior, people on the road, so on and so forth. And so that can really evolve into feeling very high anxiety and fearful overall. Fearful. And then that fear, what happens is that fear increases our stress hormones. It makes it so we're not sleeping as well. I swear I see more people talk about not being able to sleep than I have ever seen. And it's because we're going to bed with heavy burdens. And that fear then all of the sudden can move into our business, something that has given us joy, something that has given us a passion for life, something that has given us purpose, something that has helped us dream big, has helped us to expand our influence positively. And all of a sudden we're seeing these icy droplets of fear pushing into places we have not maybe even felt before. Or if you're a seasoned ambassador and you're thinking, my gosh, I shouldn't be feeling this way about messaging so-and-so because of this great opportunity we have, and all of a sudden I'm feeling fear, please know, that is most likely not really truly regarding your business. It is mostly about what is going on around you. So, there's healthy fear, right? I mean, obviously you talk about, you tell the toddler, you don't touch the stove. There's a reason for the healthy fear, right? And then there's unhealthy fear. And our goal is really not to necessarily even overcome all of it, but to distinguish what is good and what is healthy and what is bad and unhealthy, and be able to properly manipulate our behavior, control our behavior in the bubble of that healthy and unhealthy fear. So being able to move that fear properly where it's supposed to go. So I think the first thing I'd like us to do is I want you to sit and think about your business for a minute. Think about your points, think about what you want, where you want it to go, think about your team, think about your desires and your goals for 2021. And then I want you to answer this question. What am I scared of? And ask it over and over in your head, or even out loud if you're alone, until you have an answer. And I want you to write it down. So I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. All right. Now I want you to ask yourself, why am I afraid of that? Why? You might need to ask yourself why again. Okay, I want to interject something. One thing I hear over and over and over with seasoned ambassadors who have done really well with Plexus, who have a passion for helping others, is that sometimes they get to a point in their business where they just don't feel the same passion that they did before. And I would like to propose a possible reason for that. I think it has very little to how you are feeling about Plexus and everything to do with how you feel about yourself. And however you are feeling about yourself right then, at that time that you think you have lost your passion for helping others, who loses their passion for helping others? Come on. So, but we move that into not feeling passionate about our business, maybe not feeling passionate about Plexus. That's what we assume, we define it. But what really is going on is that something is unbalanced about you right now, about what you are thinking about yourself. Either maybe you've gained weight over COVID and so you're not feeling great. Maybe you're not able to go to the gym, and so because your gym is shut down, and so you feel out of control and don't know what to do at home. Maybe you're just going crazy because your kids have been virtual schooling for who knows how long now, and there is just too much chaos in your house. Maybe you have too much clutter. Maybe your relationship with your partner is strained. Usually when we've been very passionate about something, especially when it is unselfish in the way of like a Plexus business, because it really is so much about helping others, it comes down to, if we feel a loss, notice how many times I'm using the word feel, a loss of that passion, it really comes down to me. It comes down to myself, right? So I have to look and see why am I not handling rejection well right now? And it's because, I'm not feeling good about myself. So what can I do now to make myself more valuable, to make myself feel more worthy, to actually pour into myself so that then I can pour into others? So that's like my little train that I went down. So here I want to ask you one more question. What will be the result if you get whatever negative, whatever fear, if whatever fear happens in your business, what do you expect that result to be? What will be the bad outcome? What's the worst that could happen? And write that down. The worst that could happen. And then will you die from that? The answer is most likely no. But let's look at the opposite now. So now let's try and change the way the negative, like furrows in your brain are going. Let's do a detour. What are all the positives that could come from doing whatever it is you're scared of? Write them down. All the positives.
I think Alyssa got kicked off. Oh, there she is.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. And it's still recording. How is that possible?
Because I'm the host now. That's why.
Maybe. Well, good. I have no clue what happened. Okay, but now that we're all at that moment of introspection, but I do want you to like look at that now, because I mean, I went through it myself. And I have found that increasingly over this period of time, I've just had more and more difficulty messaging people, which is usually I've always kind of struggled with a little bit, but I usually can get past it with no problem. I do it and it's fine. And this time it's been a little more difficult for me. And so I'm going through like the whys and whys and whys. And then when I got to the positives, and by the way, the negative was like, I get a no. Like it was not even, and maybe I feel bad about myself for a minute, but then why? Like why, right? I keep just trying to dig deeper. But then when I moved my brain to the positives, man, stuff changed. I hope that happened for you too. I was like, oh my gosh, I could get all the people I need for success sprints. I could, my business is immediately more valuable. I've helped someone tremendously, and that's kind of in my nature and fills my cup. And then I might even have one or two or three brand new teams emerge from that. How exciting would that be? And someone else would be better financially off because I shared. So as soon as I start looking at that, I'm like, okay, Amber, tell us what to do next. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Let's do it. So I hope you felt the same thing. And as you sit down and try and figure out, you do a part of your self-development, you can go back to those positives, especially before you start posting or messaging people or whatever it is that you are scared of. Now, maybe it was broader, like you're scared of success. If that's the case, go get Noah St. John's book, Secret Code to Success, and work your butt through it really well and slowly and carefully so that you can get over that fear of success, because that is very valid. Like there are many people who feel that way. So if that was, or if fear of failure is one of your thing, then go to John Maxwell, Failing Forward. You read that book, you underline it, you go through it as many times as you need to get over it. All right, I'm going to stop talking. Thanks for listening. And Amber, you go ahead and take over. Tell us what to do.
All right, I'm excited. So I'm going to get to that in a minute. We're going to actually spend some time messaging people and getting excited about something that we have coming up. But I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about what God has been speaking to me this week about fear. And it is a story, a parable that has literally, I've heard several times over this last week. So I'm like, okay, obviously we need to talk a little bit about this parable. And then we will spend maybe 10, 15 minutes getting to work after that. So I wanted to read to you guys real quick. It is the parable of the three servants. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard this parable before. And I think maybe Henry Cloud even talked about it at Leaders Retreat, because he was one of the people that it seems like every time he talks about this parable. And so I wanted to take, since our topic this morning is fear, I feel like it just tied in so well. So I'm going to read it to you and then we'll get going. Okay, so it says, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the left, dividing it in proportion to their abilities, and then he left on his trip. The servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant who, with 2 bags of silver, also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to give an account of how they had used his money. The servant to whom he entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 5 more. The master was full of praise. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more. The master said, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, Master, let me admit someone real quick. Okay, wait. He said, Then the servant said, Master, I knew you were a harsh man, and harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here is your money back. But the master said, You wicked and lazy servant, if you knew I harvest crops I didn't plant and gather crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least that you could have gotten some interest on it. Then he ordered, Take the money from the servant and give it to the one with the 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what they are given, they will be given even more. But those who do nothing when they have little, it will be taken away. Okay, so what did that just say? There was a few things that I took away from that story that I just felt so like fit in to fear. So when you look at that, we have these 3 people. One got 10 bags of silver, one got 5 bags of silver, one got 1 bag of silver. And so this master was smart. He gave it in accordance to their abilities. So this person who had 10 bags of silver, he had already been trustworthy, working hard. He obviously knew that this person had the skills to give 10 bags of silver. But the person he gave 1, he must have thought, okay, I'm going to give this guy 1 bag of silver and see what he does with it. So I just wanted to read what he says. Again, what does this sound like? When the servant with the 1 bag of silver came to the master, he said, I knew you were a harsh man. He starts making excuses. And that is what fear looks like in our lives. When I talk to ambassadors that are fearful, they are making excuses. So like we said, like, what are those excuses that you guys are making that you're not going to do anything? And then what do the faithful servants look at the words in verse 16? It says, the one with 5 bags of silver began to invest. The one with 2 also went to work. Those are action phrases. So the opposite of the fear and the excuses are action. And so I thought that was so interesting that it's like, if you're fearful, what gets you out of that fear is action. And so a few things I took away was, 1, this wasn't their money to begin with. Okay, so our businesses are not our own. God has given us our businesses. He has entrusted us with these people and needing these products, needing this business. Nobody does this better in my mind, or nobody's learned this lesson better in my mind than Rachel Clausen. Rachel Clausen lost entire team. Not her entire team, but she lost a lot of people, and she has gone through hardships being an emerald, trying to stay emerald. And so now she says every single person God gives her, she is so thankful, and she is taking care of these people. And I have been so guilty of, in the past, signing someone and then got what I wanted, moving on. Signing someone, and I'd try to help them a little bit, but really not giving them the customer service and truly not being a good steward of what God gave me. And so that's been like, I sat at Emerald or a Sapphire for several years, and I believe I was not ready to be Diamond because I was not being a good steward with my money. I mean, now I actually am first, before paying anything or doing anything, I have a savings account. I have money going to my daughter's college tuition. I have a long-term savings and a short-term savings. What did I do when I went Emerald and Sapphire? I went, whoo, spend all my money. And so now I'm actually it took some humility, those years of Sapphire, to realize, oh my goodness, I need to be a good steward of the money God gives me. I need to be a good steward of my time. When I was at Sapphire, I got extremely lazy. I got very complacent with the team that I had. It wasn't growing, but it wasn't going down. So I just kind of sat there, worked a little bit, didn't work my business as what I was making. And I also got very lazy with the people God had given me. I wasn't investing like I should into them. I wasn't, as thankful and working so hard to try to have them have success, both in the products and the business. So that's the first lesson I took from them. This isn't our business. These aren't our people. We need to be good stewards of what God gives us if we ever want him to give us more. I don't know. This all came to me. I was like, I'm supposed to be doing this, but then I can't got this. So anyways, it wasn't about the investment or return. It was about their faithfulness. So that's kind of what we've been talking about. But we need, I truly believe if that person who had one bag of silver said, hey, I took this bag of silver and I did this and I researched and I put it into this, and you know what? I lost it. I don't think the master would have been that mad. I think he would have at least said, hey, you tried, you researched it, you did wise things, it didn't work out. But the guy did nothing but dig a hole in the ground and put the silver in there. So, like the master says, you could have at least put it in the bank. You could have at least, done something, done some interest in it. So it was really about their faithfulness. And then the number 3 was fear. So what was the guy fearful of? He was scared of losing it. He was scared of maybe looking stupid, maybe being reprimanded by the master. And he honestly had limited belief. That is what it came down to, is he did not believe in himself to take that, whatever, what was it, I think it was about $1,000, what it ends up being. And doing anything. He didn't believe it. He didn't believe in himself. So he just dug a hole and stuck it in there. And so that's what and I came across a new verse that I really love too. It's Proverbs 26:13. It says, the lazy man claims there's a lion on the road. The lazy man claims there's a lion. Yes, I'm sure there's a lion out there. What does that mean? Basically, the lazy man is saying, I can't go out. I can't do anything. A lion out there. There's no lion out there. There wasn't a lion. He was just making excuses. And I have made so many excuses over these last 6 years, almost 7 years. I've made so many excuses. I'm overweight. I could never be at the top of this company because I still struggle with my weight. I have terrible back pain, even though it's so much better. And I've been making that excuse this week lately for exercising. Oh, my back, couldn't possibly go out. And you know what's going to help your back? Going out and exercising. But that is what I've been hearing, honestly, I know it's not just me, because I'm hearing the excuses. I'm hearing the excuses so much. So I know you guys are all making excuses. And when you get to the core of those excuses, there's a lion in the street, you're fearful. You're fearful of looking stupid or of failing. I've been listening a lot to Dr. Henry Cloud, and most people are either fear of failure, if maybe your parents put so much pressure on you that you could never fail, that nothing was ever good enough, or fear of success. When you did have a success, maybe your parents or somebody, you've gotten this growing up, when you did have a success, they belittled it. And as much as I had the best parents growing up, we were always told, we are a big family. We will never look like a thin family. If someone was to lose weight, it was almost like you're the little, almost like a put down if you were the small person. So if you were told all your life that when you did something good, if they didn't feel good about their lives, they put that on you. and they say, and it's putting you down for something good that's happened, you're going to have that fear of success. Like, oh, people are going to think and oh man, I have that. I have a fear of success of like, what are people going to think about me if I post about my income? What are people going to think about me? They're going to think I'm all hoity-toity and stuff like that. So anyways, those are some things that I got it. So now we need to get into a little bit of action. And I'm going to tell you guys something really, really exciting. So we've done this 28-day reset. It's been amazing. Hopefully you guys have taken full advantage of that. And it's like you have people in there, you have a messaging group with your people in there where you're keeping them accountable. If you don't, you need to do that. They need to have a personal group with you walking them through that 28 days, right? Okay, so now we're on day, what, like 3 or 4 or something like that? I'm feeling like, yeah, if you get in now, you're not going to win. Like it's too late. So you have a few more days to get people in there. So like, now what? Now what are we going to invite people to? What are we going to get people excited about? So we are working on is Jewels. And right after this, I have another meeting to start the content. But the Jewels are now working on March 3rd. We're going to have a 2-week Joyome event. So we already have our people that are in the weight loss challenge. We're going after a whole new group. We're not neglecting the people that are in the weight loss challenge. We're not, being bad stewards and not going to keep our focus on them. But we need, I don't know about you, but I still need 5 people to get the top prizes of the sprint challenges. So we need to be signing new people, and people love our Joyome products. So we're going to be switching on our posting to Joyome. Okay. And we're going to start. So I'm going to put a message in the group. And you're a little bit at a disadvantage because we're just starting, but so they're going to be like, yeah, I want more information. Well, the more information that you're going to give them is, okay, information about the products and getting them to order the products. Because what it's going to be, it's going to be March 3rd for 2 weeks. It's not going to be like, oh, the winner makes, your face looks the best or whatever. It's going to be like, did you order? Were you consistent? And give us a paragraph of what you've noticed. So the winner, they're going to be able to win. I'm not a beauty person, but do you guys know the LED light therapy face masks? They're like super popular right now. So they can win that or $600. So that's going to interest somebody. Either they're going to be really into their face and they'll know about this crazy expensive mask that you look like Iron Man, or they're going to be like Amber and be like, I don't know what that is, but I want $600. So it's going to be a lot like the weight loss reset in the fact that there's going to be content every day. There's going to be prizes that we give away. There's going to be a main prize that they're wanting to shoot for. But it's not obviously not going to be about weight loss. So it's not going to be like quite as intensive. So I want to encourage you guys to do something scary right now. Maybe you haven't posted in a while. You want to post something about Joyome, get people interested in Joyome. There's going to be more information coming out. I'm going to put a little paragraph here that you can send people. Maybe it's sending a message to people, maybe preferably more than one person. We want to have some time where we can send some messages to people, post on your Facebook, post on your story, get some people for the Joyome. We still have time for the weight loss. So if you want to focus on that for a few more days, that's okay too. You can message people, but look at what you wrote down of what you're scared. Is it a fear of failure that you're working with? Is it a fear of success that you're working with? Let's really work during this time to overcome that, to do some things that are scary right now, and maybe reach out to that person that you've always wanted to reach out to, because we have some amazing things like quality. You've seen how quality this 28-day reset is. Such good quality. So you can be proud to get them in that group. You're going to be proud to have them in this Joyome group. The Sunday afternoon gut health of our product events are quality. So these are things that you can invite them to and feel really, really good about it. So I'm going to put a message here. Let's take like 10 minutes, you think, Erin? 10 minutes and just work on our business. Then let's come back here and I want to hear something that somebody did. I want to hear something that you did that scared you, that you didn't want to do, but you did it anyways. All right? All right, I'll put that message just as one option that you guys can do.
Did you guys post the message? I don't see anything.
I don't either. Amber?
No, I'm still typing it. I didn't have it. I had it. I was like, why do I have it written down? Why don't I have it like typed out in a messaging where it's like copy paste? So, okay, I'm typing it in.
I totally thought that I was the only one not working.
Hey, quick question.
Go ahead.
You got a second? Okay. So you're saying that we need to have our own little group for the 28-day challenge. Is that what somebody said?
Amber, do you want to tell what you've been doing? Because I know yours has been really successful.
Yeah. So I have maybe, this is my level ones, but if you don't have a ton of level ones, you can grab some of your people, like maybe your level ones and their level ones. And we have like maybe I have like maybe 15 level ones. A few level twos have squeaked in there. And I have my own contest going on for them. So I have $250 like just between us. It doesn't have to be that extravagant. So we're doing like solely whoever loses the most body fat, like percentage of body fat, gets $250. But for you, it could be like $50. It could be $25. It could just be like the community of it. So we have our own competition going on between us, and we're like daily trying to discourage people. Actually, no, not really. Today I was like, oh, it's your birthday, Michael. Maybe you should have a big piece of cake. I have to remember like, oh, I'm actually your leader. Like I need to be, I'm kind of getting like competitive and forgetting that. So anyways, make it what you want, but just that added community, so that they feel very connected. And then, I mean, honestly, I'm putting like what Melissa posted in the messaging group, like, hey, go comment here. Hey, just to make it a little bit more personal. Okay, let me finish this real quick so you guys can work.
Say, Audrey, while Amber's typing what I did, because Megan, I think, and Tracy gave me an idea, is I've just been doing like little gifts, $10 gifts every week. I've been doing like a $10 Target gift card. I've been doing a water bottle that I pre-purchased, 3-pack of Slim or a 3-pack of Active. And then if they comment that week, they get into a drawing, and then I spin a wheel and I give that out once a week. So just something fun to keep people
Yes,
engaged.
perfect. Just a little extra community and fun. Everybody needs community, and they get so lost in the big group. So, okay, here's your message. If they say, yes, I'm interested in hearing more, then it's like, okay, then you're going to switch to telling them how amazing these products are. You're going to send them before and after pictures of what the Joyome serums have done with the collagen, and get them a welcome pack. And so they can be, then we'll start adding them to the group, and they can start taking it right away, because it's not a contest of who ends up looking the youngest. They can be added, they can start using it right away, and then the event will start March 3rd. Hey, Christy Sprague, are you still on here? I thought I saw her. Do you have any verbiage for the reset, Erin? I know Christy does. I can go find it. It's kind of, I
I
have
can
mine.
try and
in
go
paper.
find it too. Give me a second. I'll see what I can find.
Okay.
I have it somewhere. I just gotta think about where.
Always buried, and then I usually just ask Christy.
I just have one thing to say about the message. It's not an LED light, and that's bad for your skin. It's an infrared light.
Oh man, I looked it up from Nordstrom and it says LED light.
Oh, it does? Okay, well then I'm wrong, but LED's not good. That's weird. Okay, never mind.
Okay, maybe just say light if you let's
Light
switch it to light
therapy?
therapy, and
Okay.
we'll find the best one.
Okay,
The whole thing is
sorry.
creepy to me, so. Okay, we'll come back. I want you guys to keep working after we are done, but I know that we were going to try to keep this to more like 45 minutes, but keep working after you guys are done here. Does anyone want to share something scary that if you had a chance to do it? Allison's hitting her unmute button. No. Anyone do something scary?
I don't know that I did.
Okay,
anything-
fine. I'll
Okay,
share.
good, Heather, go. Oh, yay. I was just going to fill space because, you know.
So I have a lady who was actually in like Miss America pageant or something, who a long time ago ordered some Joy On for me. And she, like, I've reached out a bunch of times, and one of my fears is bugging people. But I know she loves the products, and I think it's more just like a convenience thing. She doesn't want to be an ambassador, be a customer. Like, I don't even think money's like not a thing for her or anything like that. But I've been thinking about her, and I didn't even reach out when we launched the cleanser because that's how dumb I am. But anyway, so I sent her a message and I said, you know, hey, look, I kind of like tweaked Amber's message a little bit, but just said, you know, hey, we're doing this thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's for 2 weeks. And obviously it was way more professional than what I sound like right now, but I included it in there, you know, hey, it's our skincare products you love so much. And it includes our new face cleanser that we launched that I was like totally lame and forgot to tell you about. But anyway, so I reached out to her, and you know, she hasn't responded back, but I think like I still want to throw up because I even messaged her, but I just feel like I'm bothering her, and I know that I'm not.
No, and you know what? I recently ordered from somebody, another direct sales company and she followed up a few times. And then I don't really like the product. And so I might have been willing to try something else, but she just stopped completely following up with me. And I feel slightly, I mean, Erin, we've talked about that for years. I feel slightly like, all right, well, you didn't really care about this. Like this particular person, I felt like it took a lot for me to order. And like then, you know, just nothing. So I think it shows, especially if you're doing it in the right way, it just shows that you're providing good customer service, you know? So, all right, guys, Erin, you want to close us out?
Yeah, I'll pray for us. Heather, I feel like that all the time. Like, I just don't want to, but then I think about how I would feel in that situation, and I want somebody to appreciate my business and want me. It makes me feel seen, you know? But all right, yeah, we went a little longer than we expected. So let's pray. And then if you guys want to keep working, do it. Lord, I just thank you so much for this team. And I pray right now that we will not take what you have given us and hide it away. That instead we will do our best to make good choices, to share, to just see it as a privilege and opportunity to use this amazing company that you have given us and our amazing skills that we are honing and nurturing and doing our best to develop, and that we will share it with the world without worry, without fear, with boldness, with faithfulness. And we ask for your immense blessing on our efforts. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, everybody. Have a great day.
Good to see you guys.
See you next week.
See you next week.